And welcome back to the second part of this tutorial. Okay guys, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to have to import some component before we start coding, and I'm also going to add a driver to it. So let's exit out, and I'm going to go straight to the source code here. And right underneath the package student database, that's the name of my database. Right underneath here, I'm going to import the following. So let's start by importing java dot abstract window 2 dot components. So let's enter a semicolon there. I will also import javax dot swing dot JComboBox. The combo box, yeah, this very one. Enter semicolon, and I will import the following as well. There we go. Bring it down so that you guys can see it. Okay, now that I've imported all of those, I will now go straight into my projects folder here, and you see right here where we have libraries, I'm going to right click on it and I will select or add jar folder. The particular jar file that I want to add, that is it right there. Okay, it's MySQL connector java 8.0.22. okay, so I'm going to click on OK. There we go. Should be right in here now. There, right there. Okay, now that is done, taken care of. For those of you, if you don't have JCalendar, you can also import that. If you don't have that, just search for it, you should be able to see that. So that is it, done. Now the next thing we want to do is right underneath here, I will then declare the following to drive my database. So I'm going to say string, username, and this very first username is going to be root. There, that's my very first one. So the next one, maybe just copy this and change it around. I'm going to need one for my password and my database. Okay then, now this is going to be password, and my password login details is 12345, and for my database I'm going to ask JDBC column MySQL column / local host column 3306. that is the port. And okay, let's take care of this error. I need to give this a name, so I'm just going to call that data connect. There we go. So the error there is gone. This is my old database, but for the sake of the new learners, I'm going to create a database. Or maybe we should just change this. Let's just change it to student, and we'll create a database, student record. Let's say student stdb. Okay, stdb, yeah, that's fine. Okay, yeah, stdb, that's the name of my database. Okay, I'm gonna have to create one of those. Now let's get it connected. So come right down here. I'm going to say connection. That is my connection there. SQL con equals nothing for now, and get it to get prepare statement there. Get a prepare statement there. Prepared statement, and I'm just going to call that PST equals nothing as well, and result set. I'm going to call that RS equals nothing. Enter semicolon. Okay, let's just create two more variables that I intend to use. So this is just Q and that is R. I'll be using them for my connections. Alright, so take note of that. You guys will need that, and you will also need all of these libraries that I've imported here. Okay guys, let's create a function that we actually drive the database. So I'm going to come right here, right underneath the initialize here. Let's create my function there. So the function is going to be a public function, public void. So I'm going to call it upload db. There, that's the name of my function, using try catch just in case if there's any error. I'm going to ask, let's say class dot for name, and the name that I'm going to be using is going to be con dot MySQL, okay, dot JDBC dot driver. I already have a driver in place anyway, and you guys know how to import a driver on board. Okay, just to get rid of this rotating error, I'm going to come right underneath here. Let's say cache whatever error that I might run into. That is exception EX. Let's correct that spelling here. There. And if I have any error, I'm just going to say J option plain dot show message. Let's see, let's message there somewhere. Yep, message dialog. I'm just going to say message, there's nothing. Okay, right in there, the message dialog will be nothing, no dialog there, but generate a message for me within the system. That is it. Okay, that should handle the whatever error that I might run into. Alright, now to continue, I'm going to say MySQL connect equals driver manager dot get connection right there, and that is going to be my database data connect, comma, username, comma, and the password. There we go. There, those are the variables that I declared here. 1, 2, and 3. I've just called them in here. Alright, so let's say prepared statement that will be equals SQL connect dot prepared statement, and the statement that I intend to use is going to be select, an SQL statement, select from stdb. That is the name of my database, if you guys can still recall. Right here, that's the database, stdb. Okay, I'm going to create that as soon as we finish this. Alright, that is stdb called. In that case, the results rs equals prepare statement dot execute query, actually dot execute query. Where's query here? Okay, let's type it all up. There we go. Now I'm also going to then use results, this results set data, metadata, actually set metadata. I'm going to call that st data, that is equals result set dot get metadata. So grabbing that, okay, enter semicolon. Alright, so one of the variables that are declared up there, so that is going to handle the metadata. So I'm going to say q equals this very object created here dot get column count, and that is why it's declared as an integer. If you guys remember, that is it right there. Okay, alright, so we have one of the counters there, and the next thing I'm going to do now is let me get my table involved as well. So I'm going to come down here and just say default table mode, and that is, let's just call it record table, or yeah, maybe something like that, record table, or maybe student record. Let's say student record, student record, yep, equals default table, and the table name is known as JTabel 1 dot get mode. Right, that is done. Then I'm going to grab this student record dot set the roll count, and row count starts from 0. There we go. So that is fine, no error so far. Okay, I might as well just finish up with this function, then we'll create our table. So let's use an iteration to get this table rolling. So I'm going to say y result.next, and I'm going to then say vector data equals new vector. So just okay, column data, that's just my object name there. Object vector equals column data equals new vector. And let's use a for loop. For I, if you guys can recall, the I that was declared up there is equals to 1 I less than and equals to Q column I plus plus. There. So that is taken care of now. Now this column data, I'm going to add every single component that I will be having on my database. So column data dot add result dot get string, and the very first name that I'm going to be adding is going to be my student ID. There, that's the very first one. So I can just copy this. I'm going to have about 39, as you guys can see. The only one that I'm going to miss out will be this one for guidance, and this 1 2 3 4, these 4 records there, so I'm going to miss them out. Apart from that, every other thing will be added. So let's come back in here. So I'm going to copy that, paste, and the next one here is going to be the first name, which you guys can see right here, then followed by surname, then I have the address here. After the address, I have gender, then let's see what else do we have. We have DOB, mobile phone, see, date of birth, mobile, we have email. So that's one of the panels taken care of. The next column that I'm going to be using will be as follows. Let's copy this. Let's come down here. Okay, I'm going to change all of these to as follows. So I want course code, and all of this student information in there. So student, home student, overseas accommodation, and so on. So let's come in here. This will become course, then we have course code, now we have home students. So just for your information, guys, the way it's spelled, everything, that's how it must be on your database. Then I have overseas student because it is case sensitive, I believe. And if a record is missing, you will definitely have an error. Then we have accommodation here as well. What else do we have? I have exchange and scholarship. Let's come in here, exchange, and right below it is scholarship. There. Okay, my next task is going to be to create for these, and this one, and these other three here. So this is 1, 2, and 3, and these very ones. So come in here. That one is about 5. Grab this. And bring it down here. Paste. The record that is going to be BA. Then we have BSc. We have MA, MSc, and a PhD. There. That one is easy. So the next one, let's take care of this other one. That would be 8 in total. So let's grab this one. This is 8. We have 2 of those. 1, 2. Okay, this one is going, I'm going to call this one module 1. So we have 8 modules that must be completed. This is module 2, module 3, module 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, so those are the unit or modules, or you can call it subject. Now here, that is going to be the score or the marks or grades, whatever you want to call it. So the first one is called, I'm going to call it score 1. So the text box will be holding onto that. Score number 2, score 3, 4, 5, score 6, score 7, score number 8. There we go. Good. Just 3 more to go. The total, ranking, and date. There we go. Total score. Ranking. And finally, date. There. So all that is now left for me to do is to get my table here. Where is it? That is it. Student record. I want all of those data inside the column data added to student record. So you will come right down here and with enter student record dot add roles. Okay, the roles is inside the vector anyway, so add roles, and that is it. Automatically it's added it anyway. There, that is it, taken care of. And for this to be able to work, we're gonna need to use an event, maybe form activate. So first thing, let's first of all copy the name of this function. Let's come in here. Where is it? Okay, it's called upload db. Copy that. Copy. I'm now going to go straight into the design view. See, this is the form. No, this is the form. Right click on the form and go to event. I want to use window. There we go. Window activated. So come right here and just add my function in there, enter semicolon, and that is all. I've just called my form, or call the function just like you using form load. That is it, all done. So for us to be able to run the database, if I dare run it now, there will be an error. Okay, there will be a serious error. I'm going to have to create that very database. So let's come in here. This is the old one that was used. Okay, but for the sake of my new viewers out there, I'm going to have to create a new one. I can prove it to you with this. If I dare change the database to CostDB, you will see all of this information. So let me just copy that just to demonstrate to you guys that yes, it works. But we do have to create our own table, our own database. Paste that in there, CostDB. I've just copied that. I have to copy it, paste it in here as well. Paste here. So let's compile and run. Okay, let's run this new or old database. So click on run just to demonstrate that it works. There we go, look at that. If I come in here now, those are all of the information that you guys saw here, all the records in here, and that is it right here. Okay, but for the sake of my new viewers or new beginners, those who are new to using Java, so I'm going to have to create another one. So let's come back in here. So right in here, for those of you using MySQL workbench, okay, I'm going to go straight to the schema. Click on the new schema. The new database is called stdb. Okay, I'm going to name my table stdb as well. So click on apply. Click on apply again. There, the table is created. Click on finish. So let's come right down here. We should be able to see that very new table called std. There we go, that is it. That's a new database. Okay, drop it down, right click on this table, select create. There, and I'm going to give it exactly the same name. You see this double head arrow, drop it down, and right in here, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to enter student ID. The student ID will be my primary key. The data type is integer. This primary key, the number is unique. Okay, and it must not be empty. Now underneath here, first name followed by surname. So all that I'm entering in here, no, that should be surname. Surname. All that I'm entering in here are all the data that you saw me added here. Every single information here, I'm now adding it straight onto my database. Okay, so don't mix it up. So I'm going to grab the address. Address is the next one. paste address there. Then I have gender. After the gender is DOB. You can always change the data type if you want, but I'm just going to, for the sake of this project, I'm just going to move on. Then mobile, and here we have email. Underneath that, course. Underneath the course we have course code. Then we have home, student. Oversee, student. Let's make sure I have the same spelling. Oversee, student, the same spelling, that's correct. Then we have accommodation. Accommodation. And what else do we have in there? Exchange. We have exchange. No, do that again. Then we have scholarship. After that, BSc and so on. Okay, we have BA, BSc, MA, MSc, PhD, we have modules now. Yep, that's good. Modules. It's going to be 8 of those. Module 1, module 2, module 3, module 4, module 5, module 6, module 7, module 8. Then we have score. Score, oh no, come on. Score, that will be number 1. Copy that first. Score 1, score 2, score 3, 4, 5, 6, score 7, and score number 8. Then we have total score. Ranking. Date. That's it. My database is completed. There we go, guys. In total, that should be 39 records. 39 columns or attributes. Alright, so let's click on apply. So we should have plus this, that's 1 up to 40 underneath here. Let's see. There we go. That is it. That is correct. I have 39. Alright, click on apply and apply again to finish up. That is it, all done. So if I go back to my database now, I can just change this name, the name of the database. Where is it? That is it right there. That's supposed to be STDB. And I will also have to change that up there because inside my variable I did change it. So let's come in here. That is it. I changed it to the old one. There we go. So make sure it's saved. So I'm now going to try it out to make sure this database is connected to this new system. Compile first, and let's run it now. Run. Let's see. Hopefully it should work. There we go, guys. Look at that. That is it. All the titles are there, but there's no records. That's good. So the database is fine. Everything is working as expected. Okay, so all we then need to do now is to take care of these ones. First thing, let's take care of this easy one. Exit. So I'm going to come right here, right click on the exit, event, action perform. There. Right above exit here, I'm going to create a private variable there, private frame, and I'm just going to call it frame there. And I'm now going to use that frame. There's a frame equals new JFrame, and the alias is going to be exit. There we go. Now I would use an if statement. If J option plain dot show okay, let's say confirm dialog, and the dialog is going to be on the frame. And what do I want to say here? I'm going to get rid of all of these. I'm going to just say confirm if you want to exit. So that would be my okay, confirm if you want to exit. That's my argument, if you want to exit. There, that's one argument. The second argument is going to be, let's call that student, maybe student DB. Student, yeah, student DB. That's cool. So that's just going to be the title, or student management system. Okay, student management system. Okay, comma. Let's enter the other argument. Is going to be option plain dot, grab that, option plain dot use the method yes or no option. That will be equals option dot yes no option as well. And curly braces, if the system dot exit equals 0, then application dot exit, or the system exit does it. Okay guys, let's try that out. I'm going to compile and let's just run it and see how it's going to work. See, now click on run. That should work fine, hopefully. There we go. My table, empty table. You see that, guys? Confirm if you want to exit, and that is the title student database. So all of the argument that you guys saw, argument 1, 2, 3 and 4, the 4 arguments. If I say no, nothing happens. If I say yes, I'll be able to exit out. Okay, run it again. There guys, so with that I'm going to call it the end of the second part of this tutorial, and I'll see you guys shortly.